Well, this is an exciting moment for us. Are we nervous here, Paul?
Some of us are, yeah.
Yeah, we're a little nervous. It's a pleasure to welcome this gentleman, our first guest of the show. He is the star of The Tonight Show. Please say hello to Johnny Carson.
We are.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
David,
sir.
You will find out.
You.
I'll tell you what. You will find out, David, after a few years, this is the only way I can talk with anybody. I was out to dinner last night at a restaurant. I take this with me.
Yeah.
I go home after the show. I use this in our bedroom. I do not perform well without this desk.
You know, I noticed something right off the bat. I think your desk is bigger than mine.
Well, another 20 years, you will have this desk. I think we can take this away now.
How about you unloading something from Beacons when you brought that out?
I saw you were doing an all-prop show tonight.
That's
so
right.
Might as well.
Yeah, at the end of the week, we get out all of the props.
Yeah.
You have your little yellow sticker there.
Yes, I'm a carrier, hepatitis. I thought your whole crew was infected or something now.
Yeah. Now, is this... thank you very much for being here, first of all.
Let me say something.
Sure.
I'm a little miffed at you.
Oh, no.
No. Now, let me tell you why. Because when they came to me about a month ago and said, would you like to do the Letterman show? I said, yes, I want to do it, because I love David Letterman. And I said, you know, May is beautiful in New York. I'll go first class, round trip. I'll have the hotel, the limousine. And then I found out you were doing it, and I walked across an asphalt parking lot to get here. And I thought I was going, you know, if I don't understand, I could have done Wheel of Fortune on the way over. There's a man dressed as a giant zucchini in the hall, waiting to go on Let's Make a Deal. I could have done that. But anyway, I'm happy to be here.
Well, we're terribly happy to have you here. Now, let me ask you right off the bat. You must just hate being a guest on somebody's show.
It's very strange. I think the last show I did, seriously, was David Frost, when David came over and fooled everybody for a while. Whoa!
Whoa!
You know what I mean. They thought David was an entertainer, and then they got on to him. Nice thing about guessing, you can be cruel. You see on other people's
You don't
show.
have to be here tomorrow.
No.
That's the thing.
It is strange. It's very strange sitting here, looking this way, talking over here.
Yeah. Do you remember your first television appearance?
My very first television
It's a stupid
appearance.
question. Obviously, you remember it.
Well, yeah, I remember, but it was in...
Maybe not.
It was stupid Star Tricks is what this is. It was in Omaha. My very first television show was in Omaha in 1948, believe it or not. I played a milkman in a documentary called The Story of Underland Fever about unpasteurized milk. That's true story.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
And that did pretty well, too, didn't it?
It's still... if you have cable, you can get it late at night.
You mentioned you wanted to come to New York to be on the show when we were back there. Do you ever think about... You've been in California how many years now?
We've been here since '72.
Do you ever entertain any notions of taking the show to California or to New York?
Yeah, but there's not many facilities back there anymore. We used to work in 6B. I understand that's all news now.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I do something? I watch your show.
What happens if I say yes?
I watch your show, and one of the things you do that I get a big kick out of is when you make telephone call to somebody, from somebody in your studio audience, you know, to say hello to their parents or to make an excuse for them or something. Right. You pick it up and call. I would like to do that tonight myself. And I asked to have a phone here. Would you mind if I do that?
Well,
let me show you. Let me show you. First of all...
Think and come back and do it?
What? You want to take a break first? We have time now. It won't take long. I'm going to show you the number. I don't want you, I'm sure you won't say anything because I don't want the people to pick up on this. Do you recognize this number?
No, I don't, John. I've never seen that number before in my life. No, I've never seen it at all. Now, you're not serious about it.
I am serious. Is that?
Yeah, that's it. This is my home phone number back in Indiana.
All right. Did you call your mother on Mother's Day?
I certainly did.
Oh, I want to make sure of that, so I have it.
Oh, no.
May I have? Can I use it? I'm serious.
No.
Yes?
You know, Mom's hearing is not what it used to be.
Yes, well...
She'll have to come up out of the cellar to answer the phone.
Is this the right number?
That's it.
All right. May I borrow your phone?
Well, you want me to dial a deal or what?
I guess it would be all right if...
Now, this is...
Don't let them know what it is, because, some people can read, they hear it and they read the... So I guess we have to dial one, then...
One. Is this for real? God, I guess it is. Run for your lives.
One. All right. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Now, this is my mother. It's my mother, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello?
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hello?
Is this Mrs. Dorothy Letterman?
That's right, Dorothy.
Yes, it is. Who's this?
Are you the mother of David Letterman who does Late Night on NBC?
Oh, yes, I am. Well, who is this, please?
Miss Letterman, this is Johnny Carson. I'm calling from NBC in Burbank.
Oh, my word. Oh.
Look, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Miss Letterman, can I ask you a question?
Oh, sure.
Has David ever told you that he hopes that I get run over by a Sparkletts water delivery truck so he can get the 11:30 time period on NBC? Has he ever told you that?
Yes, he talks about it frequently.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Letterman. Bye-bye.
Talks about it frequently. Yeah.
Mothers don't lie.
No, we'll put a tracer on that call. We have to do a commercial. We'll be right back with Johnny Carson phoning your relative. Mom. Welcome back to the show. Obviously, Johnny Carson, you and I look like we might be ushering later at some sort of a
Don't we?
function.
I didn't know you were going to wear your basic hosting outfit tonight.
Now, you mentioned, by the way, Mom was very happy to hear from you. Now, do you want to explain to people that...
I suppose we should let him in on the joke by now. It's an actress by the name of Arlene Banner. She was talking backstage. They didn't tip you, did they?
No.
Good.
In fact, it sounded to me like maybe a cheerleader had broken into Mom's house and answering her phone there.
Mama's not as spry as she used to be.
You know, you met my mom about 3 years ago.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, that's what I tried to explain to Mom. It was,
Son! No, what did I mean?
It was, it must have been...
About 38 years ago?
No. Yeah, she was working at USO Place in Omaha. Now, cut that out. Yeah. No, you were...
That's right.
You're doing your show.
Yeah.
And my mom was very thrilled. That made her entire trip. She was in California for about 10 days.
I do remember that.
And it scared me silly.
Yeah.
It really did. But it was very nice for you to do that. Now, we're talking about the contract and so on and so forth. You've just signed a new deal here at NBC. Have you ever... How many years has it been? You're working on your 23rd year?
Yeah, we finished 23 in September, and I understand if you do 25, you get a Timex watch from NBC. And I may go for the watch.
Going for the watch.
Go for the watch.
Have you, in all of that time, has there ever been anything NBC said, nope, we're not going to give it to you?
I've pretty well got a lock on them. No. You've negotiated with them. No, we've been very fortunate.
Oh, no, I think my negotiations and your negotiations are two different floors of the building.
No, we've had a good run with the show. We've been very lucky. The audience has been very loyal.
Yeah.
It's been a nice ride.
Yeah, but I do think you,
by the way,
pretty much whatever you want.
You've been doing this now for what, 3 years?
Yeah, 3 years and a couple of months.
I tell you what, you will find if you continue this, there will come a time when you run out of questions. Maybe that's happened to you already.
Could be happening now.
Right now. I sense that. You will have the starlet on and you will have asked her whether her mother or father had the greatest influence and whether she likes to live in California or not. I have about run out of questions. Yeah. I have about 6 or 7 left that I have never, ever asked on the show. I brought them along.
Oh, good.
Just in case.
Thank God.
Just in case you run into that bad interview.
Thank
where
God.
You just don't know what to... I'm going to will these to you.
Maybe I'll jot these down.
All right. You're in real trouble. You say to your guest, what would you do if I jammed a lit highway flare up your nose? You see? It's just one there. Now, you had Bo Derek on the other night, right?
Yes, we did.
You could have said to her, have you ever used one of your vital organs as a hand puppet?
All right. Hand puppet, highway flare.
Some of these obviously are going to be better than others.
Yeah, well, you got to try them. Oh, you skipped one.
Here's one here. Where do you suppose the sock goes that disappears in the dryer?
Yeah, that's good. Thought-provoking.
You didn't pay for that plastic surgery, did you? That's nice. And my favorite, and I think it will probably be yours, but we'll be the judge of that in a moment. Right. You say to your guest, how would American history have been changed if the Secretary of Agriculture in the Roosevelt administration had been Johnny Mathis?
Okay. I think, Johnny, I'll stay with the highway flare and the hand puppet.
That highway flare and the hand puppet.
I like those pretty well. Oh, my gosh. You get a lot of movie offers living in California all these years? People are always saying, this man would be perfect. He would be like another Cary Grant sort of person.
You know, I used to get some offers, and Jack Lemmon always used to say, you know, I could have played a lot of things that Jack played, which would have been fun. But with The Tonight Show, as you know, when you're on the schedule, I only have like the longest period during the whole year is 3 weeks. You really don't have time to make a picture.
Yeah.
And as you get older, all of a sudden it doesn't become much fun. This is fun because this is what television is. You come out, it's right now, it's spontaneous, and you give and you take, and some nights you're good, some nights you don't know what's going to happen. Movies I find kind of boring. You sit there and you have to do it over and over and over again.
You wait 8 hours to do one line.
It takes a lot of discipline. Yeah. So I did do Looking for Love with Connie Francis.
1965 offering, I believe.
1965. Mm-hmm.
And what was the film? What was the plot in Looking for Love, other than obviously Looking for Love?
I remember the ad was, could Connie pass the kiss test? It was an exciting picture. And it's the only movie that I know that the Motion Picture Academy transferred to flammable nitrate stock. I think it is. Usually they do it the other way around, but this one they transferred it back, and it was. Look, they gave me some money, and it was one day, and I went in and did it, and played myself, so it was no big deal.
How do you like the neighborhood? We're neighbors.
Well, I called you about a week ago to come play tennis, and you called and you didn't show.
I know.
Why not?
Well, I had cold feet. You know what I mean? I'd feel like a jerk playing tennis with you.
Why?
Well, because 90% of the day I feel like a jerk.
No, but explain it to me that way. We're out in Malibu.
Yeah, sure. and you having some work done on the place? We see
fixing up a few things.
Yeah, we sit there late at night in the car.
Yeah. Well, let's keep it that way.
Oh my God. You got to go do your show here, huh?
Yeah. I've got to. As a matter of fact, what I'm doing tonight, I could do the finish here. I told the first part of the joke on my show earlier tonight. Yeah. And I was going to do the punchline here, so people who watch my show will tune in to see this show.
An experiment in television.
This is a joke. In other words, you will not hear.
This is good.
This is the punchline to the joke that I did earlier on my show.
Okay. All right.
And the man says to Mrs. O'Hara, I'm not so sure about that. He got out 3 times to go to the bathroom. Now that's the punchline to the joke that I did this.
So people are in on a little television history tonight.
That's right.
Yeah.
Unfortunate as it is, they are.
Yeah. All right. Now, well, let me see what we're doing here. We got to the station identification. What? That's it.
I think that means say goodbye.
Say goodbye.
He's doing one of these.
All right. We're done. Okay. It was a pleasure. And what do you think? It wasn't too awkward, was it?
I had fun.
Oh,
Enjoyed
good.
it.
I'm glad you did. You were terrific.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks for everything, Johnny. Nice to see you. Johnny Carson, folks. Thank you very much. Very funny.
We're going to make a little test to see if the theory is correct about the lively ball. So
something like this has probably never been done before,
what?
has it? Something like this has never been done before, has it?
I don't think anything. No, I don't think anything like this has ever been done before. I'm going to take the ball, and we're going to try to see if this theory of the lively ball really holds true or not. I'm going to take a little shot at this. I know what you're thinking. Wow!
And tomorrow on the show, Charles Grodin will be joining us.
Geez, nice shot. Hey, John, nice shot, buddy. Good wood. Try one with your left elbow up. Keep it up a little. It's a good shot. Wow.
Do we have, You know, I would like to do another joke for you folks. You're a wonderful... We didn't originally plan to do an additional joke. Excuse me, I feel like I would like to go ahead and do...
Go ahead, sir. Do one more joke.
Well, I don't have another joke. What? All right, if you're going to pout, wait a minute, I have an idea. Hang on. Just take a second, Paul. Hi, nice to see you.
Nice to see you,
by the way, I could use a little dialing music here.
All right.
Is this phone working? Oh, good. Thank you very much. No one answered there for quite a lengthy period of time.
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you very much. Our director, Hal Gurney. Calling California, that would be 213. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Just take 1 second. I'll see if I can't get you another joke. Here we go. Here we go. Second ring.
Hello?
Yeah, Johnny. Johnny, this is Ed. Can I have a ride to work today? No.
Dave.
Yeah, Johnny, this is Dave Letterman in New York City.
Dave.
How you doing?
What a surprise.
Yeah. Listen.
Dave, very often after I finish my show, I come to my office and have a camera standing by just in case somebody might call.
Well, good thinking on your part. Listen, Johnny, I'm sorry to bother you, but I was wondering if you had a joke there that you could let me have as kind of a favor. If you could just do me this favor, I'd really appreciate it.
Just one joke?
Yeah.
Well, let me see what I got around here.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I saw your show yesterday, Dave, and I enjoyed the sketch where you played the witness on the stand with the glasses.
Oh, no, Johnny, that was...
I understand it, but it was a good...
Yeah,
okay, joke.
That was a slice from my real life.
Would this work for you at all, Dave?
Yeah, good.
Too sophisticated, huh? All right.
Maybe so.
I'll tell you what, Dave, I got a couple of jokes here. Can I fax them to you?
Hang on, I got a fax machine. Let me get it for you.
All righty.
Johnny, where'd you get that chicken at a Sajak yard sale?
That's right. David, I'm going to fax you this joke, and no matter what happens back there, it left here funny.
Okay, all right, hang on, Johnny. Now, do you want to wait while I tell the joke when it arrives?
Sure, let's see how you do.
Okay, all right, hang on. I'm going to put the phone down. All right, here you go. This just takes a second. It comes all the way from California. This is amazing. This is unbelievable technology. Here it is. There's a little alarm. And you
ought to have it by now.
It's coming out now, Johnny.
Okay, Dave.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it smells funny.
What?
Okay, I'm going to go try this. Hang on.
Okay.
All right. All right. Here we go, Johnny. Get ready.
Yeah.
You all set? Evan? Okay. A judge yesterday increased Zsa Zsa Gabor's sentence. He said that she had not been out doing her community service work. Instead, she had just been staying at home. You know, for my money, if Zsa Zsa Gabor stays home, there's your community service. Okay, Johnny. Well, it seemed to work pretty well.
Well, Dave, after this, would you just call Dial-A-Joke in New York?
Okay, thank you very much for your help.
See you, Dave.
All right, nice talking to you. Bye, Johnny. Well, that was fun, wasn't it?
That was fun.
I'll tell you why I'm here. I happen to be in town over doing some stuff for the NBC affiliate.
That's right.
And, you know, Ed McMahon, our good friend, could not be here. Yeah. But it seems, David, that you are the $1 million winner.
Oh, my God! I won $1 million.
Thank you very much. Good evening, and welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. It's now official. After 30 years on the NBC television network, Johnny Carson has retired. Now, there is some good news. Earlier today, I received a very touching letter from Mr. Carson. It's now official. Paul and I get custody of Ed.
That's wonderful. Let's celebrate afterwards.
You walk him, I'll water him. You know, I tell you, I'm thinking about this, and I believe what is really going to make me angry after Johnny Carson hosting The Tonight Show for 30 years, if Monday night now, I turn on Nightline over there on ABC, and I see Ted Koppel doing Karnak. Oh, boy, that is just going to so angry that he would... All right, let's see. Shouldn't this be the way it works out? Shouldn't Johnny Carson out there in Los Angeles, shouldn't he be staying? And Daryl Gates, shouldn't he be leaving? Isn't that the way these things really is? You walk him, I'll water him. All right, now let's do the math on this. If you think about it, the man has been hosting a nightly show for 30 years, and he has had 3 to 4 guests each night, so that... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was thinking of Wilt Chamberlain. I don't know. Is it not? It's the... Here's a friend, Paul Schaefer. Here's Harry.
Oh, thank you very much.
What?
Yeah. Wow. So that's it. Mr. Carson is left.
You know, I just want to say one thing here. If it weren't for Johnny Carson and The Tonight Show, I'd probably be in show business.
Yeah.
I'd probably be hosting like the home show.
Yes.
If it weren't for him,
yeah.
He's responsible pretty much for everything I've been able to achieve here at NBC, and certainly there wouldn't be this show right here. And I think the main reason that we've been on the air for 10 years, it's no secret. We're not fooling ourselves. It's not like we're following a 60 minutes of static.
No.
No. We have followed The Tonight Show for the last 10 years.
We had a strong leader.
Yeah, that's right. And like I've said all along, you could put squirrels mating in a cage following The Tonight Show, and it would still get pretty good ratings. So we're...
Statement.
Actually, come to think of it, maybe even better than what we do.
Possibly better. Right?
So nice. So we're not fooling ourselves. We know it's because of him that we've been had some measure of success. And also, if you think about this, and you see these shows this last week and Tonight's show and the one last night, I just don't believe that we'll ever see anything quite like this again, quite like this man and the impact he's had not only on television but on the American culture. And Johnny, if you're ever in New York City, look, we got 2 chairs. Pick one. They're all yours. Come on in and visit with us anytime. So.
from the home office in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, top 10 things that Johnny Carson had to do before his final show tonight on NBC. Excellent list, as though it had been torn from today's headlines. It's just that timely. That's my job. I love to over-explain the obvious and then kind of underline it.
Yes, good.
Top 10 things Carson had to do before his last show earlier tonight. Number 10, write recommendation letter for Ed McMahon. Number 9. Number 9, send thank you note to Dan Quayle. Number 8. Number 8, load up trunk with office supplies to sell at flea markets. Number 7, final attempt at finishing cup of commissary chowder. Number 6, nail matinee lady one more time. Number 5, vacuum out Doc and return him to Hertz. Number 4, cut off Slauson. Number 3, fax rejected jokes to Letterman. Number 2, return Invisible Golf Club. And the number 1 thing Carson had to do before his last show, unwrap retirement gift from GE, screw it engineering. And the CBS Orchestra. I thought before we began the show tonight I'd come over here and stand at this position by my desk because I haven't done that yet. What do you think? Is it working?
Oh, it's working for you.
You know, it gratifies me a great deal that you people are in such a nice mood here tonight because I have something I would like to get off my chest. It's a little embarrassing. It's kind of a confession. Let me just give you a little history of the operation here. We've been on CBS now. We're finishing up tomorrow night. Will be the end of our 11th week. And things, so far, we've been very lucky, have gone pretty well for us. If you've been watching the show last week, we did something called Regis Roulette.
Yeah.
And all it was really was an excuse to get the very popular television host Regis Philbin out here running through the audience kissing people. Well, that was the official indication that we had run out of ideas. That happened about a week ago, but then, one thing came to another and we coasted. So here we are now, we're on like a week later, and I'm here to tell you, tonight is really the night. We have nothing. If I told you we were on fumes, that would be an exaggeration. I'll give you an idea how little we have for you tonight. Paul, play that Hooray for Hollywood again. This is about... Hey, wait, maybe we got something there. And on a night when we have nothing for you, that's when I'll pretend like I made dance. That's how low we have sunk here.
That's how you know.
So I got to thinking to myself, what the hell can we do for tonight's big show? And it came to me. We're at this point. I know exactly what we can do. We need to get permission, and I'm going to do that right now with the help of this gentleman on the phone right here. On the telephone, live, waiting there, blinking right there, from his home in Los Angeles, California, former host of The Tonight Show, Johnny Carson. Hello, Johnny?
Hello?
How are you?
Oh, Dave.
It's me, Dave.
Still there, huh?
Yeah. Hey, Johnny, did you hear I switched networks?
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
A weeks ago, huh?
Yeah. And, Johnny, I don't want you to think I'm calling you because we're out of ideas. How are things going there in California?
Pretty good. The mudslides are putting out the fire.
Well... Look! He's still got it! 3,000 miles away, he's still doing a monologue.
My God, I'm back in show business.
Johnny, the reason I'm calling here,
Yeah, Dave.
what we would like to do, the audience was interested in this. They want to see Stump the Band. It wasn't my idea. Yeah, Stump the Band.
Wow.
Just relax.
This is a strange coincidence.
Yeah?
You're the second person in the last 6 weeks that asked me to use that.
Is that right?
Yeah, Chevy Chase called. And now...
That's unbelievable. Carson does, he does the jokes. All I can do
because
is
he's
this.
a good friend of mine, and I said he couldn't use it. Probably would have saved his ass.
Well, Johnny, I'm not calling exactly because my ass needs saving. But you know, it would mean a great deal to me and also to the kids on the staff.
So what you're asking is you want to use what? Stump the Band, huh?
Yeah, Stump the Band. And with your blessing, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I can't claim that as any intellectual property at all. Maybe could we agree on some kind of fee, and then you can go ahead and use it.
Well, what you're not talking about like ex-wife fees, are you?
No. I thought maybe you could take over my alimony payments.
All right, well, maybe we can hammer this out a little later.
No, you can use it with my blessing.
Oh, God bless you, Johnny. Thank you very much.
Okay, Dave.
Johnny Carson, ladies and gentlemen. Johnny, we'll get back to you later. Thank you.
Okay, Dave.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Do we have time? Do we have time? Get ready, Paul. We're playing Stump the Band. Oh, I'm very excited. Here, cover me as I walk into the audience. Stump the Band. Oh, man. Where is she? Hi, how are you? Paul, are you ready for Stump the Band?
A cold front out of Alaska.
No, Paul, no. That's not.
What?
That's not Stump the Band.
Oh, Stump the Band. I thought he said Karnak. I'm sorry.
Turning the proceedings into a mockery. Hi, are you the first participant in Stump?
Yes, I
You
am.
may be the first and only tonight. What is your name?
My name's Greta Marshall.
Well, Greta, nice to meet you. Where are you from?
I'm from Incline Village, Nevada.
That's in
Lake Tahoe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's beautiful out there. I know where that is. Is that like on the North Shore?
North Shore.
Oh, that's gorgeous country. What are you doing here?
Here for the marathon.
Oh, are you competing in the marathon?
Well, I'm starting. I don't know if I'm finishing.
Have you run a marathon before?
Yes.
Oh, well, then you should do pretty well. Well, good luck to you. What is your time?
I'm overweight and undertrained this time, but
So then why
my best time is 4 hours.
Yeah, isn't that amazing that people can go out and do anything for 4 hours, let alone run?
Yes.
It was fun hearing Johnny Carson, wasn't it?
Wonderful.
Yeah, he's still very funny, and he's funny on the phone, which is even more difficult. A song. We're playing Stump the Band.
Yes.
Yeah, and your song?
Ukulele Lady.
Okay, let me ask the boys in the band. Boys, do we know Ukulele Lady? Oh, this is my favorite part where they confer.
I think so. Tommy Newsom knows it.
No, hey.
No, Will's got it. Well, let's hear it.
Can I get a C chorus? I'm a ukulele lady, ukulele all night long. Won't you ukulele with me and help me sing this song?
Are you people drunk? Is that what it is? We got it. Is that the song?
Well, the band is great, but that's not my ukulele.
Sorry,
It's not the song.
Let's hear a little of it.
If you like a ukulele lady like a you. If you kiss a ukulele lady kiss a you.
Yeah! Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
Here we have... Thank you very much. We have here, I believe, a $200 gift certificate redeemable downstairs at Rock America. Go down and see Mujibur and Sira Jewel. They'll take very good care of you. Thank you very much again. Nice meeting you. How are you? Nice to see you. Beautiful hair. That's great looking hair. Oh, what are we doing? Oh, we got to do a commercial. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Here. You do an impression that always drops everybody when we see it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Can you do it for us tonight? Paul, we're going to need your help again here on this one. Ready. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Here we go.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Tommy!
Oh, man, that's very impressive. I would think that would be good enough to fool one of the wives. All right, you'll get your NyQuil, just relax. We need to do
Is it still snowing outside? Can we see outside? Do we still have a camera out there or not? Let's take another. Yeah, now it's more traditionally coming down. Okay, coming up on the, where's the little card with the information on it? Yes, folks, go see your optometrist immediately. I was late last night and it got fuzzy and I think I have floaters, doctor. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Corky. Corky doing everything he can now to kiss up to me. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. Just get any squeegee guy off the street will do a better job than that. I need the I know, but I don't have the card, the thing. I'll be right back. The card with the information. I'll be right back. Cover me, Paul. I'll be right back.
Open all night. Open all night. Describe a flanker with insomnia.
Did you know Johnny was still doing shows? I can't believe that. How did that happen? I don't know, but he's apparently still doing Karnak. No kidding. I don't know that that's televised. I think that was just an Ed looked good, didn't he?
Here with tonight's top 10 list, the host of The Tonight Show for 30 years, Johnny Carson. Johnny!
You're worth every penny, pinhead. Good night, suckers.
Well, right up to that point, it was so easy I could host it. All right, tonight's top 10 list from the home office in Sioux City, Iowa. Oh, this is not the list. Johnny, can I have the top 10 list? Good night. What's the point? Like, I'm going to continue after that.
Yeah, really.
I thought for a second there he was going to pull out the Karnak turban and we'd be off and running.
I was ready.
Man, that was great.
Yeah.
That was great. Man, it's still a little warm. I wish a little of that would rub off on me.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, of course, our thanks to Johnny Carson. That was pretty cool, wasn't it, Paul?
Great time. Wait for him to come by.
What has he been doing, by the way?
I should have asked him.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we just have to keep going here. From the home office in Sioux City, Iowa, hand-delivered by Johnny Carson, here is tonight's top 10 list. The category, Top 10 Things We Will Miss About Los Angeles, California. Here we go, number 10. My hairpiece glue dries faster in the warm California sun. Number 9, carjackers who say please and thank you. Number 8, swimming pools, movie stars. Number 7, eating fat burgers with a happening lady. Number 6, 2 words, James Caan. I'm sorry, that's one of the things we won't miss about L.A. Typo there. Number 5, woman who keeps breaking into my hotel room always leaves a mint. That's very nice. Number 4, hanging 10 with my main dude, Paul. Yeah! Number 3, Bob Barker spaying and neutering entire staff for free. Number 2, bitchin' keggers with Eric and Lyle. And the number 1 thing we'll miss about Los Angeles, drive-by mudslides. Hell. Hell. Apparently they heard Mr. Carson was in the building.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Late Show. How about this for bad news here in New York City? The basic cab fare, say you're from out of town, you want to take a cab someplace. The basic cab fare has gone up from $2 to $2.50. $2 to $2.50. Or as any cab driver in New York City can tell you, that's a 22 rupee increase. Don't. Well, here was a sad story. I hated to hear about this. Paris Hilton, you know Paris Hilton? Paris Hilton has a dog named Tinkerbell, and Tinkerbell was missing for a while. Don't worry, they found Tinkerbell. They found the dog. Tinkerbell was with the Taco Bell Chihuahua making a sex video. So it has a happy ending. How many people are on a low-carb diet? And do you find that it's working? Is it effective, the low-carb diet? It's everything is low-carb now. They have the low-carb beer. They have low-carb pizza, low-carb ice cream. And earlier today, I was reading in the Times something that makes no sense to me. You can now actually buy low-carb condoms. Were you aware of that? Makes no sense. This was interesting and kind of a strange. John Kerry, you know John Kerry, came. You heard he didn't win. Well, he was criticized for throwing away his military service medals back in the 70s. So, not to be outdone, today, President Bush threw away his National Guard spotty attendance ribbon. Heaved it. But, President Bush was overseas. He was in Rome. He was visiting the Pope. Did you see those photos? Oh, my God, the poor guy, he looked old. He looked just confused, like he didn't know where he was. And then the Pope told Bush to relax and enjoy himself. And then after that, everything was fine after that. And then on his way back, President Bush stopped in Canada where he received a cool reception. But on the bright side, he was able to go to a Canadian drugstore and fill his prescriptions. So that was something good for him. I saw this in the paper over the weekend. The Red Cross went into Iraq to interview, what's his name, Saddam Hussein, you know? Yeah. And he's apparently out of it. He kept asking, when is Sean Penn coming back? That's a bad sign. But this is kind of exciting. These guys have built this rocket ship, and they're sending people into outer space. It's unbelievable. They went up and they set new records, new altitude records for civilian spacecraft, 50 miles into space. 50, and from that height, you know this probably, there are two man-made things that are visible from 50 miles up. One, of course, is the Great Wall of China, and the other, Donald Trump's hair. That's right. Two things. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Paul Schaefer. How great does that sound?
That's the thing. That's the song.
Sounds tremendous. And, the more you think about it, there are so many things to miss about Johnny Carson. And when this all happened, I had the strange feeling that I had been through this before, and I'll tell you why. And I think many people felt this way. I was nearly this sad when the guy retired, when you find out that he's actually passed away, because he's, that part of our lives. And Johnny Carson, and you probably all know this, I just want to underline a couple of things here. He was like a public utility, At the end of the day, that's who you wanted to be there, It didn't make any difference what kind of a day he had, if he had a great day or a bad day, or, the Watergate and Vietnam and the Gulf War, and it didn't make any difference who was president, didn't make any difference. So what the economy was, or the unemployment, or what was going on. At the end of the day, the guy you wanted there was Johnny Carson. What a tremendous luxury, if you think about it, to be tucked in at night by Johnny Carson.
Well, that's so true.
And the thing that I used to love most about Johnny Carson, and I guess I have a different perspective, because if you think about it, there's really only a handful of people in the world who kind of do this. And so the thing that I used to love about Johnny, because it's really difficult, and the thing that you really take the most pride in is making people laugh. You come out and there's an audience full of folks and you want to make them laugh. The best part about Johnny is when a joke would not go well. And he would look at the audience and give them that look like he had just bought them drinks and nobody said thank you. And then he would go on, and maybe 2 or 3 more jokes wouldn't work. And then Doc and the band would start playing, was it Tea for Two or something like that?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. and then Johnny would start dancing. And it was the funniest thing of the night and the funniest thing of the week. And to be able to get people to laugh like that in such an effortless fashion was unbelievably admirable. And then the way that that Johnny was such a tremendous part of your life is on the nights when there would be a guest host. And you'd be waiting all day to see Johnny, and you'd tune in, and there was a guest host, and it would make you angry. And you would be steaming mad, but not at Johnny. I like that you would always take out your anger on the guest host.
On the host, yeah.
The poor stooge who was filling in for Johnny.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
But it made such a tremendous difference to have. And you know, we're not talking about 5 years or 10 years or 20 years. This guy did it for 30 years.
30 years.
He was part of our life. You know, several generations, you know, my age, my parents, people older, people younger. And I guess it was Steve Allen. Well, they before that they had the Broadway whoop-de-doo with Jerry Lester or something,
right,
Buddy Lester. I don't know who it was. And then it was Steve Allen, who was the first Tonight Show host, and then it was Jack Paar. And Steve Allen was a remarkable talent. He was tremendous, and Jack Paar was an incredible talent also. But the Tonight Show didn't really become the Tonight Show until Johnny Carson started to host it, and he created the template for that show. And everybody else who was doing a show, myself included, we're all kind of secretly doing Johnny's Tonight Show. And the reason we're all doing Johnny's Tonight Show is because you think, well, if I do Johnny's Tonight Show, maybe I'll be a little like Johnny and people will like me more. But it sadly doesn't work that way. It's just, if you're not Johnny, you're wasting your time. I mean, really everything, the band, the chairs, the desk, the announcer, it's all because we just want to be a little bit more like Johnny. And I moved to Los Angeles from Indianapolis in 1975, and the reason I moved is because of Johnny Carson and The Tonight Show. And I'm not the only one. I would guess that maybe 3 generations of comedians moved to be where Johnny was, because if you thought you were funny and you wanted to find out if you could hit major league pitching, you had to be on The Tonight Show. And that's exactly what I did. And all of my peers moved out there for the same reason. And I was lucky enough to be on The Tonight Show in 1978. And from that, I got a show that Paul and I used to do over at NBC. And from that, we got this show. And truthfully, no stretch of the imagination, I owe everything in my professional career, whatever success we've attained, to Johnny Carson, because he was nice enough to give me the opportunity, and throughout my career was always very supportive. As a matter of fact, every one of those jokes I did a few minutes ago were written for us over the last couple of months by Johnny Carson, and tremendous act of friendship. And there's a friend of mine who's been on the show before, and Paul knows him quite well. His name is Tom Dreesen, and Tom and I started out as comedians about the same time in Los Angeles. And Tom's fond of telling a story, and when Tom's fond of telling a story, he'll tell it 1,000 times. But he's fond of telling this story, traveling around, and people say, "Oh, hi, what do you do?" And he says, "Well, I'm a comedian." And invariably, people would say to him, "Oh, you're a comedian. Have you been on Johnny Carson?" And of course, what this meant was, as far as the world is concerned, if you had not been on Johnny Carson, you just weren't funny. And by God, that was the truth.
Absolutely.
That doesn't exist anymore either. The first time I was on the Tonight Show as a guest was November 24th, 1978. And I was on, I don't know, a couple dozen times after that. And of all of the appearances that I made with Johnny, there is one thing that people today still ask me about. And they think it was unbelievably funny, and they can't get over it. And they always, did that actually happen? And what was the deal on that? And the interesting thing about this, it had nothing to do with me. It was all Johnny. And this was at a time when we all thought we were kind of, setting new territory for comedy and being cutting edge. And,
right.
And the truth of it is, Johnny was still the best and could still do it and always did it effortlessly. So this is something that happened to me on The Tonight Show, and the date of this was April 18th, 1986. And this was right in the middle when we were doing the show over at NBC. So I go out to California, and Johnny's nice enough to put me on his show. And this is what happened.
I went by your house this morning on the way to work.
No.
And I want to show you.
I took this picture myself. Right. Would you roll the tape that we made this afternoon since you have come? This is a view of the truck. I want you to see this fine automobile close up. Take a look at the appointments inside the cab.
It was locked.
Now look at this. Look at the seat. This is David's truck.
Yeah.
Look at this fine automobile. Parked out in front of expensive homes in Malibu.
Oh, good. Steal it, sure. What, did you get some of Gaddafi's boys to go out there? The hell is this? They're stealing a truck. No.
And there you go, David. This is your truck. Look at this fine.
Now look at Wait a minute. He scratched the damn truck. Look at this fine automobile. This wasn't here before.
How about that for an idea?
Oh, your truck.
The thing I love about that in watching that, I'm just sitting there. I bring nothing to the table. It's all Johnny. He's in complete control, and I couldn't look like a bigger boob. Peter, you know, after Johnny retired, which was in '92, he was nice enough to appear on this program in little cameos and little skits and stuff that we would do from time to time, and it was always a great kick. And we put together a few of those moments. Take a look.
Please say hello to Johnny Carson.
You will find out, David, after a few years, this is the only way I can talk with anybody. I was out to dinner last night at a restaurant. I take this with me.
Yeah.
I go home after the show. I use this in our bedroom. I do not perform well without this desk.
You know, I noticed something right off the bat. I think your desk is bigger than mine.
Well, another 20 years, you will have this desk.
How are things going there in California?
Pretty good. The mudslides are putting out the fire.
Well, look, he's still got it.
Dave.
How you doing?
What a surprise.
Yeah. Listen.
Jack, very often after I finish my show, I come to my office and have a camera standing by just in case somebody might call. David, I'm going to fax you this joke, and no matter what happens back there, it left here funny.
Johnny, can I have the top 10 list? Thank you, Johnny. Good night. Nice to see you.
Is there anybody that good?
No, sir.
There's nobody that good, and maybe one day there will be somebody that good, but right now, all of us doing these shows combined collectively are not that good.
Wow.
And you get the feeling that in the case of Johnny's show, people actually watched it. In the case of our show, you get the feeling people are just kind of putting up with it. You know? I mean, when you see the two of us together, would you rather watch my show or his show? No, I'd rather watch his show, for God's sakes.